the puck and get it to Ryan. Ryan cutting across the blue line, gets it at the top of the circle, and a shot! AJ Ryan starts at top right!
The wheel stunt Sally! The goal for the Lakers!
In the corner, but it's deflected off of Grimshaw, up to Simons. Simons looking back over Severin,
And you can hear this place to the south end of Alabama, Kyle, the Davis Rocket.
Whoa, brother. The lights came on, brother.
We've got lights, we've got cameras, and we've got action.
We do have that, brother. Welcome into the second installment of the Kenny and Kyle experience. I'm Kyle Spizak. He's Kenny Gerard. And Kenny, how we doing tonight?
We ain't doing too bad tonight. We're feeling good. You know, the Rangers just clinched in the playoffs, not the Penguins. So we're feeling pretty good, Kyle. Feeling great, actually, as a matter of fact. Fantastic would even be another word for it.
I don't like you.
I know.
I really don't like
We
you.
got a show to do.
We do have a show to do. And so we might as well jump right into said show. The Division III National Tournament has come to a close, and once again, the Hobart Statesmen have gone back-to-back like Drake in 2015 with their second national title for hockey in school history. New York teams were well represented in the tournament, with even a clash between Utica and Hobart going down in the Frozen Four. Kenny, it was one hell of a season.
It was a great season, Kyle, and a lot of ups and downs. And in the tournament, we didn't see a lot of upsets. We'll get a bracket up here very shortly to see how the tournament ended up going. Hobart back-to-back, facing off with Utica in the semifinals. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, you see 3-1 there for Hobart, the victory over Utica. Trinity College, the team that comes in, and they get blanked by Hobart, and the Statesmen take it home. Another thing that I'm noticing, Kyle, right off the rip, look at Curry down there. The underdog against Geneseo. They go into the Ira, and they blank the Ice Knights 3-0. Take on the now back-to-back national champions and only drop 4-3. A great run by Curry, Kyle.
And a lot of New York teams making it into even the second round. I mean, we got Elmira, Hobart, Utica. That's 3 out of the 8 teams alone in the second round being straight out of New York. So some really good representation of upstate hockey. Obviously, upstate New York, one of the biggest hockey markets in the country. But then, like you mentioned, Kenny, I mean, just Trinity able to take out Adrian, which I found very surprising. Adrian, year in, year out, one of the top teams. I mean, Frozen Four is a top team no matter what. But
Absolutely.
Adrian's a team I expected to take over Trinity and then face Hobart in the national championship. But how about just the fact that Hobart, Utica, not far from each other by any means at all whatsoever, about a 2-hour drive, and then facing each other in the Frozen Four out of all possibilities in the nation.
I mean, it's a great New York matchup. I mean, it's what you like to see, and I guess the final, result is not a shocker, but a couple of upsets throughout the road.
Without a doubt. I mean, Hobart, we saw them throughout the season. Just such a well-rounded team. Super quick, just able to put the puck in the back of the net. But no matter how quick or small their team was, they were extremely physical as well. But that's not all the college hockey that was going on. So moving on up to the big dogs, the D1 National Tournament starts tomorrow. And the usual big top shot has made it per usual. But some New York teams made it in as well. So we'll take a look at the tournament full screen and the bracket going into the Division I men's hockey championship. And as we take a look here, the first part of the bracket, Boston College facing off against Michigan Tech. Boston College coming in at the #1 ranked team in the nation. Wisconsin gets in against Quinnipiac, who lost the ECAC, but they managed to get in with an at-large bid. Mind you, the D3 bracket's only 10 teams. The D1 is 16 teams. Denver, #3 ranked in the nation, taking on the University of Massachusetts. Maine and Cornell, so that's going to be a really good matchup. You got the line of lunatics, and then Maine, possibly the biggest fan base. Their team's going to travel out in full. They'll be down in Boston, all out in their Michigan gear, or Maine gear. Michigan State, the winners of the Big Ten, taking on Western Michigan. A little bit of an in-state rivalry going on in that matchup right there. And then if we take a look at the second half of the bracket, North Dakota taking on Michigan, a huge matchup there, 2 of the better teams in the nation. Boston University sitting at #2 in the nation, taking on RIT, Kenny,
Go Tigers.
Another one right out of New York. And then Minnesota and Omaha rounding it off. And Kenny, one of the things that really bothered me about this, though, I will say, one of the regional finals is being played in a ice rink that only has a 2,500 capacity. The Deborah F. Stanley holds about, 1.5 worth of that.
Yeah. It's surprising. For a D1 tournament, you wouldn't really expect to have such a small arena. But I'm sure of one thing, it's definitely going to be packed, Kyle. There's no question about that. Maybe they should host it in the Deb. Maybe that would be a good place to have it. And seeing RIT, some local schools coming in there, maybe not best in flag football, but in hockey, they're getting their way in.
This subtle flag football, this subtle flag football plug. Got to get it in there. But, no, I mean, just that angered me so much when I saw it. I was like, you kidding me? It's a D1 national tournament round. Mind you, North Dakota is one of the teams playing in that region where they're playing in the 2,500 capacity rink in St. Louis. Nodex sells out 12,000 people for a home game. And you're telling me that they're going to put them in a regional round in a stadium that small? It's ridiculous. But going into the tail end of the NHL season, some teams have locked into the offs while others are still on the push. Kenny, your stupid team made it in, so let's start by hearing you talk about those bozos.
Great team. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the New York Rangers, number 1 in the NHL, number 1 in the Metro, number 1 in the East, first one to 100 points, first one to clinch the playoffs. How about them Penguins? How are they doing?
I don't want to talk about it, Kenny. We traded Jake Guentzel.
That's exactly right.
We traded Jake Guentzel.
The Rangers are great, and the Penguins suck. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at the game last night now where the Rangers wrangled in the Flyers 6-5 in overtime. Game-winning goal coming the way of Fox, of course. Who else? And, I mean, the New York Rangers are on a tear. I know Kyle really hates to talk about this team, but I love to talk about this team, Kyle. Let's let you talk about them then. Let's hear what you got to say.
I mean, the Rangers, realistically, they're great. The Rangers are a good team on paper. On paper, a fantastic team. And, I mean, point-wise, they're showing it so far in the season. But they're going to choke in the first round no matter what. I guarantee you, first round comes, Panarin. He may have had 2 points last night. Panarin, fantastic player, one of the highest paid players in the NHL. He disappears round 1 every year. He did it in Chicago. He's done it in New York. He's going to do it again. Yeah, you can snooze fest all you want. The Flyers took you to overtime in a 5-6 game. Artemi Panarin, really, 2 assists, didn't do much other than that. Zibanejad and Fox are pretty much holding your team together. Laffy finally decided to show up.
Thank you.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Shut up, Kenny.
Thank you. I think we should move on to the next one, Kyle, because clearly your face is turning as red as your hair as you are so angry about the New York Rangers clinching a playoff spot. Kyle, take us away for the next game.
So let's go straight into the Panthers then. The Florida Panthers, I think the best team coming out of the East, in my opinion.
This guy.
Playing the Bruins. They do fall to the Bruins. The Bruins able to declaw the Cats. So we take a look at some of the highlights from that game. And Kenny, I think they're just too good of a team. Florida, I don't love them. I don't love Matthew Tkachuk. But the team is solid. They are a solid, well-rounded team. They play hard, physical hockey. Just taking a look at some of the highlights we got right here, Kenny. I mean, just right through the legs going in. Toe drag release through the legs of a defender and being able to get it behind. Unreal, just unreal skill there. Charlie McAvoy had 2 points in the game. Pasta had 2 points in the game, which helped bring them over. But I mean, Sam Reinhart has been on a tear all season long for the Panthers. Vladimir Tarasenko, huge add to the team, even though he only had an assist in last night's game. Tkachuk only an assist, but I think that team's just too strong, too deep to not make a good run in the East.
Absolutely. I think they're just a great team. I mean, do the Rangers beat them? Yes, any day of the week. Do the Rangers beat the Bruins? Yes, absolutely.
And so we move on to our last NHL matchup of the night. The Washington Capitals and the Detroit Red Wings hosted each other last night. Okay, yeah. Keep coming. Keep bringing it on, Kenny. Just wait until we get to the last block. Just keep bringing it on. But the Detroit Red Wings fall to the Capitals by a score of 4-3. Both teams trying to make their last playoff push, both at 36 wins. Red Wings trying to sneak in there with Patrick Kane on a tear lately. He's been averaging nearly a point per game since he joined the Red Wings. On the other end, Ovi couldn't really get started to start the season. Ovi had a really slow start to the season. He's been scoring at an alarming rate lately, just lighting up the stat sheet. He's been able to get it, score from anywhere like we've seen prime Ovi do. We didn't see that at the start of the season, but, I mean, Kenny, he's really turned it around. Absolutely, and Ovi is definitely one of the players you just can't count out. An all-time great. It's hard to really pick against him ever. And like I said, 2 teams making a late playoff push here. We'll see what happens. So I got to ask you, Kenny, who makes it in that late playoff? You think the Red Wings over the Caps? Oh, yeah. I'll agree with you because I can't stand the Caps or the Rangers. But we're going to toss it to break real quick. But when we come back, Kenny's going to break down all the March Madness action. So don't go anywhere just yet.
Try snacks from faraway lands, or snacks with bizarre flavors. How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Well, welcome back in. What a great song there in that advertisement. I'm Kenny Gerard, and that over there, that's Kyle Spizak.
Hello, brother.
How are you doing, Kyle Spizak?
I'm doing great, brother.
Long break, long no time talking. I mean, I missed you over that break, man.
I know. There's a whole 2 minutes that we couldn't yap. Like, it's just so tragic.
What a tragedy. But there is one thing this month that's not a tragedy, and it's the fact that it's time for March Madness. February is the month of love, and March is the month of heartbreak. And there's been plenty of heartbreak to go around this entire month of March in the March Madness tournament. No brackets remain perfect out of day 2 in the round of 64, and there's plenty more action to come in the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and the Final 4. And we're going to take a look now at some of the bracket busters early on in the tournament. And of course, Kyle, the big one that everybody was talking about, number 14, Oakland, beating number 3, Kentucky. Only 5.11% of people actually picked Oakland to beat Kentucky. I was one of them. Over here, number 13, Yale. Now, I also picked Auburn to win the championship. That's where Auburn
that
falls
was a bit
to
of a
Yale.
downfall for you.
It was a tough loss. Only 11 perfect brackets remained after. And then we look over. I hate the school's name. It's so weird. It's not even pronounced like Duquesne. It's like Duquesne.
I was going to say, isn't it
It's Duquesne,
Really?
and it's such a weird name. But anyway, doesn't matter how weird the name is. They beat number 6, BYU. Only 24.6% of people picked Duquesne to beat BYU. And I love his name, number 3, Day Grant, with 19 points and 37.5% from the field. But speaking of high scores, let's rotate now into our next full screen, the Kings of March. And of course, Jack Gokel, of course, versus Kentucky, 32 points, 10 three-pointers. Again, playing at NC State, they dropped that game. He drops 22 with 6 three-pointers. The big man can shoot.
Accountant by day, sniper by night.
Absolutely. Donovan Clingan for Connecticut takes on Stetson, drops 19 points, 4 assists. And I want to look at Northwestern, 14 points and 14 rebounds for the Huskies. And, of course, Zach Edey, everybody knows he's the best player in college basketball right now. Goes against Grambling, drops 30 points and 21 rebounds. Takes on Utah State next, 23 points and 14 rebounds. A great performance from him. But, of course, with this comes my Final Four prediction now. If you tune into our radio show, you've already heard this. We're going to look at it now. UConn and Arizona are going to come in on the left side of the bracket for me. And on the right, it's going to be Houston and Creighton. UConn and Creighton meet up in the finals, and I think it's going to be a heartbreak for the Huskies, and I think the Blue Jays are going to cut down the nets. And Seth behind the camera over there shaking his head. UConn's not taking it all the way. Give me the Blue Jays to win it this year. I know you can boo me all you want now. You can give me the buzzer, but when Creighton's cutting down the net, don't say I didn't tell you so. That sounds like a lot of love to me, and a lot of it, Kyle.
That it does, Kenny. I mean, but like you said, I mean, Creighton, they have the possibility for a run. They're a solid team, and UConn's going to choke it because when does UConn not choke? But
exactly,
Kenny, the most magical player in college basketball, arguably, lately, hasn't been on the men's side. It's
Nope.
been on the women's side with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark just absolute tear all season long. Last season really made a name for herself in the tournament by coming out and just being an absolute dog on the court. Does it again. Does it again this year. Just so far in the tournament alone, against Holy Cross, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. West Virginia, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Is there any way that any team can stop her? Because it seems impossible.
No, and I think, honestly, she's going to be the best player to ever play in the MVP arena in Albany, New York.
That's fair. She's already got the point record, so might as well set another record in MVP arena. Huh?
Yeah, she absolutely does. But that's going to do it for this section of the show. But when we come back, it's time for some baseball and some college football. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned right here on WTOP 10.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Get into the Kenny and Kyle experience, and we're not going to waste any time, no, Kenny, because something's coming up, and it's coming up real fast, and that's depression season. I mean, opening day of baseball for us Yankee fans. And Kenny, this is what I think is going to happen right out of the gate. Hit the button. It's so over. It is already so over for the Yankees. Garrett Cole out 2 to 3 months to start the season. Judge overworking himself, had to sit out because he hurt his abs because he was swinging the bat too much, which hurt your toe, can't come back for how long, but you hurt your stomach by swinging a bat too much. That makes a lot of sense. And then no pitching moves made at all whatsoever, even though Cole is out. I get that Cole is going to be back, but Kenny, we can't last 2 months of the season without Garrett Cole or somebody that can fill in that void.
Sign him, and you know who.
Sign Trevor Bauer.
Sign him.
Trevor Bauer needs to be signed. But as we are talking about baseball and opening day coming up, the Yankees do play tomorrow. As we take a look at some of the opening day matchups around the league, Kenny, I want to know what ones stick out to you. For me, obviously, Astros-Yankees, one of the rivalries that has really risen since 2015, 2016. These teams, although it's very lopsided of the Astros really running the entire way, the Yankees, Astros become a good one. Giants, Padres, Angels, Orioles, Blue Jays, Rays. What's up, Seth? Blue Jays over there. Any of that stick out to you?
I was going to say the Blue Jays game. I think that one sticks out. Blue Jays, Rays will be a good opening day matchup to see. And obviously, let's go Yankees.
Little AL East matchup.
Gotta love it.
Sorry, Seth, but the Rays are going to take that one. So, Kenny, I got to ask you now. Predictions when it comes to baseball. We're a bit biased when it comes to our baseball thoughts, but if we actually break it down without being biased, who do you see being the top 3-4 teams in the MLB this season?
Dodgers, Astros, Yankees. I think they can do it this year. I'll give them the Yankees. I mean, it's biased, but Yankees. And with the power of friendship, the Colorado Rockies.
Colorado Rockies. Dude, like, that take last week was the most outlandish take I ever could have thought of. The Rockies are going to be one of the worst teams to ever touch a baseball diamond. They are so ungodly bad. They just don't have any pitching, and they're gonna get shelled in their own ballpark, and it's gonna be horrible. But I like what you said with the Yankees.
Yeah, the Orioles would be like my legit, like, I put them in
The
there.
Orioles should be in there too, but Yankees, if they can stay healthy, they'll be good. Which brings me into my next point. Good baseball, healthy baseball, strong baseball. Kenny, bring back the roid era of baseball. The golden age of baseball. Barry Bonds slapping a ball 500 feet. Come on.
I like to believe, nice. I like to believe that, people who cheat aren't supposed to win.
If you're not cheating, you're not
Garbage.
trying.
That's not true.
If you ain't cheating, you're not trying.
You ain't winning, and you ain't trying. Baseball was dead, gone.
What
In
do
the
you mean
bottom
dead?
of the river, they were
What do
dead.
you mean
Wait.
dead?
No. Back then. Prior to the roid,
Okay.
it was dead. But then when the roid era came, guess what happened? They need it back.
They do need it back. They need it back immediately. But that's enough baseball for now, because with the college football season slowly creeping in and spring practices back, many different sites have ranked the best players at skill positions returning for the 24 and 25 season. So let's take a look at some of those players, as we'll see coming up on the full screen right here. Via Pro Football Focus, wide receivers coming in, Luther Burden, hell of a season at Mizzou last year. Really helped Mizzou end up being a top 10 team in the nation. Tedaroya McMillan, Arizona, another team nobody expected to be all that great. He comes out, balls out. In my opinion, I think the number one receiver returning this year, Emeka Egbuka. Dude is unreal. He was the number 2 receiver behind Marvelous Marv last season. He got a ton of targets. He's going to be solid. They have good QBs coming in Julian Sayin and Will Howard. Tez Johnson, he proved himself last year with Bo Nix. Oregon got the 2 best QB recruits in the transfer portal. Tez Johnson's going to light up. He had a great season with Bo Nix. And then Xavier Restrepo. He didn't have much to work with last year at Miami, but they might be able to do it this year. And taking a look at quarterbacks now, Carson Beck, Georgia, hard to argue against that. Dylan Gabriel, like I said, coming from Oklahoma, going to Oregon. Milroe, he's returning. He didn't look the greatest last year, but he had good moments. Shador, kind of a sleeper in college football. In my personal opinion,
You're missing one.
Quinn Ewers.
Number 6, Oswego State flag football, Dylan Zielinski.
Dylan Zielinski.
Just not a hot take. It's a great take, actually.
Such a good take. Quinn Ewers, though, in my opinion, should be at that number 1 spot.
Agreed.
Quinn Ewers is the best
And
returning
we put
quarterback.
Dylan Zielinski in that 5 slot.
Yeah, and then we just moved Ewers up. Dylan Zielinski slips in.
Perfect.
There you go. Well, we're going to send it to one last break, and when we get back, it's time for Cooking or Crazy. So don't go anywhere just yet.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer to that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Hi, hello, and welcome back into the Kenny and Kyle experience. And Kyle, I don't want to waste no time here. I'm super duper excited. Do you know why I'm super duper excited?
Why?
Do you know?
Why?
You don't know?
I don't know.
It's time for Cooking or Crazy.
Cooking
Our
or
every
Crazy.
single show, back to back to back, end of the show take that we always do. Each of us are going to have one take, and we're going to go who's cooking and who's crazy, and Andrew Bixler in the back will be picking our winner.
Well.
But listen, last time I was selfish.
Yeah.
And I took it first.
You did. You let me go this time? First. Thank you. You're too kind. Kenny, call me crazy.
Crazy.
But the Chicago Bears are going to have a huge jump in the standings this season. The Chicago...
That's so soft. That's so soft.
No. They're making playoffs.
What?
They're making playoffs.
Oh, that's a hot take. Never mind. No,
They're
that's
making
fine.
playoffs. I'm talking the Chicago Bears make a playoff spot this year. Caleb Williams is going to come in, right? Hey, calm it down. They're going to make a playoff, and they're going to win a playoff game too, so just watch me. Just watch. They're going to win a playoff game too. DeAndre Swift comes in. He's going to be running it. He's going to be running the ball down everyone's throat. Tell me, listen.
What?
Caleb Williams is him. Caleb Williams is the magic man. They're going to get a receiver. They're going to get a receiver in the draft. They've got some good picks. They get a top receiver out of the draft. Caleb Williams slinging the ball 70 yards from his back foot down the field, torching every single secondary. DeAndre Swift, you hand the ball off to him, he's going to get more touches, more touchdowns than he did the entire season with the Eagles.
Oh, all right, well, I mean, I don't even think it matters what I say. But
hey, the Texans did it last year. Is it really that crazy?
It's crazy.
The Texans literally did it this season.
Let me go. I was nice to let you go first. It's my turn now, Kyle. So my take here might get some people excited here in the western part of New York, but I think this is the year, and I'm a Giants fan, so this is no Bills bias. I think the Buffalo Bills finally get over the hump, and they beat either Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals or the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Either or, thank you. One of them two is going to lose to the Bills. Everybody says the window is closed. I'm going to unlock that puppy and open her right up. The window has not closed. Buffalo is at least getting to the AFC Championship. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I'm saying at least out of the first round and maybe the second round.
It's just not happening. And we both know it's not happening. That window has been deadbolted shut.
Chicago's window is rusted and been sealed for 20 years.
Yeah, and what are the Bills going to do? Okay, Davis was their number 2 guy. He's gone. Diggs is trash. What happened to their running backs? Oh, wait, that's right.
Trash is a harsh word.
James Cook is mid. Josh Allen, personally, overrated.
All right, well, he's a Patriots fan, so he's a Patriots fan.
Josh Allen is so overrated.
Let's let our graphics man, Andrew Clark. I said Bixler. I had another kid on my mind. I'm sorry. Andrew.
See, he should get a point deduction just for that.
You could deduct 20 points and I'm still going to win. Andrew, put it up. Who's cooking? Yeah, baby. There we go.
That's just a Bills fan bias. We live in New York.
I don't even like the Bills.
That's just a Bills fan.
I don't like the Bills.
Okay, you may not, but everyone else does. We live in upstate New York.
I'm a big fan of Daniel Jones in the New York Giants.
Yeah,
they're taking it.
You're $40 million.
Don't worry, Buffalo's going to meet New York in the Super Bowl. We're going to get it right back.
Flush your $40 million down the toilet.
You know what? Let's put it to you this way.
It.
All the Buffalo fans who got a little bit excited here before we go away, the Giants and the Bills are meeting in the Super Bowl, and we're going to see another wide field goal. But that's all we got tonight from the Kenny and Kyle experience. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for episode 3 of season 1. And Kyle, nighttime.
Good night, brother.
Good night, brother.